President Trump declares a national state of emergency.
And a bomb threat in Spokane puts a hospital on lockdown.
Plus, we take a look at the winter storm advisory in Pullman. Murrow News 8 starts now.
From the Northwest Public Broadcasting Studios on the campus of Washington State University, this is Murrow News 8.
Good evening, I'm Lindsay Jensen.
And I'm Justin Spinney. Welcome to Murrow News 8.
President Trump President Trump uses a national state of emergency to provide funding for the border wall. The president confirmed the state of emergency after Congress came to an agreement to offer $1.375 billion for the wall, far less than the $5.7 billion Trump was originally asking for.
Trump can use this emergency fund to bypass Congress and get a jump start on building the wall on the U.S.-Mexico border.
A legal battle has been sparked by the state of emergency. 16 different states challenged the declaration by suing the president and saying that the move is unconstitutional. The suit, which was filed in federal district court in San Francisco, argues that the Congress controls security spending and the president does not have the power to divert funds.
If Congress terminates the state of emergency, Trump may use his first presidential veto to still be able to use the emergency fund. The only way this veto could be denied is with a 2/3 vote against it in Congress, which experts say is unlikely.
Trump tweeted a 20-mile section of a wall has been completed in New Mexico. The wall varies height between 18 and 30 feet depending on the terrain.
The project reportedly finished ahead of schedule. Another section of wall is underway in Texas. This section is expected to be about 6 miles long.
They always say everyone deserves a second chance. Bernie Sanders announced he is running for president again in the 2020 election. He has raised over $6 million in just 24 hours of announcing his presidential bid. Before Sanders, the most money raised for an online campaign was for the Senator of California, Kamala Harris, at $1.5 million in 24 hours. The lockdown has been lifted after the bomb threat at the Sacred Heart Hospital in Spokane. The Spokane police said they received a credible bomb threat against the hospital last night, putting the hospital on lockdown. No healthcare was interrupted and the hospital security did not find anything suspicious.
Idaho Public Schools, kindergarten through 12th grade, could see a $109 million increase in state support. The total budget of $2.26 billion still needs approval by the House and Senate before the governor's signature. If approved, they plan on using that money for teacher career plans, salary increases, and literacy funding. Today, the WSU fight song turns 100 years old. On February 20th, 1919, the students of Washington State College gathered in Bryan Hall to hear the debut of the song. The song is featured at every WSU sporting event, and on June 22nd, 1983, it was played in space on board the Space Shuttle Challenger.
When we come back, Zach Anders is live updating you on the storm advisory.
And a look at how Moscow Pullman Regional Airport prepares for the snow when Murrow News 8 continues.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back. A winter storm advisory in Pullman makes campus a little less safe. Now joining us live from outside the Chinook with more is Zach Anders. Hey, Zach.
Hey, Lindsay. Yeah, last night's snowfall really affected the travel conditions this morning. And for people all over Pullman, they had a hard time getting to campus this morning.
Another day of snow turned into another day of complaints from students unsure of why classes were held when the conditions made it difficult to get to class. ASWCU President Savannah Rogers says the decision is always tough for the university, but it ultimately rests on the school's ability to keep campus clear of snow and ice.
WSU President Kirk Schulz, people will tweet at him. He's the most popular person that people want to tweet at. He can't make this decision for 26,000 people. He doesn't know where you live. He doesn't know what it's like around your area. All they know is the information that's given to them about what campus is like.
With more snow and cold temperatures on the way, WSU facilities will be working even overnight to keep campus clear throughout the week.
And if you're hoping for some winter relief this week, it doesn't look like you're going to get any. We're going to get snow throughout the next 7 days. Every day we're going to see snow. Tomorrow morning, the cold temperatures are really going to roll in. 16 degrees when we wake up tomorrow. And then on Friday morning, 10 degrees. So good news is spring is only 9 days away. Back to you in the warm studio.
Thanks, Zach. Reporting live from campus.
Get out your ice scrapers and sleds. As you can see on the screen, many local school districts announced school closures today due to snowfall and icy road conditions. Other schools in the area had a 2-hour late start.
The Moscow Pullman Regional Airport has new equipment to battle the snowfall. The Federal Aviation Administration requires all airports, big and small, to uphold the safety standards. The maximum snowfall allowed on runways is 1 to 2 inches before flight cancellations. Next, Justin tells us how much snow to expect in Pullman tonight.
And a look at how the WSU baseball team is preparing for their season.
When Murrow News 8 continues.
I'm one unlucky guy. The chance of being involved in a robbery is 1 in 757. The chances of being struck by lightning. 1 in 750,000.
Please fasten your seatbelts for unexpected turbulence.
The chances of being a victim in an airline crash? 1 in 29 million. Hey, could I get some peanuts? The chances of being involved in a car crash are far greater than lightning strikes and plane crashes. And if you are texting while driving, your risk of crash increases 23 times. Now, I may be an unlucky guy, but I don't have to be part of that statistic, and neither do you. Drive responsibly.
Welcome back. It looks like the snow shows no signs of stopping. Here's Justin with your weather forecast.
Thank you very much, Lindsay. As we saw with Zach's live shot earlier, it is very, very cold outside, and it doesn't look like that is going to change. Today's high is going to be 27, and that might be generous. It's going to feel like it is a lot colder out there. The low today is going to be 18, and it's going to feel about like 18, though, the entire day. If we go into tomorrow, we're going to have some snowfall overnight, but tomorrow it's going to be maybe slightly warmer. You shouldn't really notice much of a difference, though. It should be about the same feeling as you have today, except with a little bit less snow, we hope. Go into the state map here. As you can see up in Olympia, it's a little bit warmer. The west side, Seattle, Olympia, it's all a little bit better. Then moving over, middle of the state, it's getting colder, and over in Pullman, we are freezing our buns off still. Moving on to the 5-day forecast. It is looking a little bit better the further we go into the week. Temperatures should increase a little bit, but we are not avoiding the snowfall at all. It'll come back in the next couple days. Now here's Ryan with your sports.
Both the WSU men's and women's basketball teams added memorable chapters to the Apple Cup over the weekend, but the games had very different outcomes. The women's team dominated the Huskies from start to finish when they hosted them in Pullman on Friday night. The Cougars led by 16 at halftime and outscored the Huskies by 17 in the second half, beating the Huskies by a monstrous 33 points to sweep the season series. It was the Cougars' largest margin of victory over UW in the NCAA era. WSU looks to build off their momentum when they visit Boulder to play Colorado at 6 p.m. on Friday. It was a different story for the men's basketball team when the Huskies visited Pullman Saturday night. The Cougars played a strong first half, leading by as much as 14, and took a 9-point lead into the locker room at halftime. The Huskies didn't give up as they went on a 7-0 run early in the second half to close the gap after going back and forth. For the rest of the game, Washington's Noah Dickerson tipped in a missed layup with 25 seconds left, putting the Huskies up by 2 and putting the Cougs to bed with a 72-70 win. Dickerson tallied a triple-double in the win with 18 points and 10 rebounds. Marvin Cannon led the Cougars, scoring 25 points. WSU looks to rebound from the tough loss tonight when they host Colorado at 7 p.m. in Beasley Coliseum. WSU baseball started their season last weekend with an 8-1 loss to Sacred Heart College. Sean O'Connor talked with the team to preview their season.
Wazoo baseball is just around the corner, and the team is buzzing with anticipation.
I think we all have the first game jitters right now. New guy, old guy, we're ready to go.
This baseball team will feature 21 new faces, one of which Coach Lees is confident will be the best hitter in Wazoo baseball history.
I think Kyle Manzardo will be one of the best hitters to ever come through Washington State.
Pullman has experienced some crazy weather lately, but freshman righty Connor Barrison insists the weather hasn't hampered the team's preparation.
I mean, it's definitely affected us, but I mean, we battle adversity. We do whatever we can to be able to fight through this. We throw inside, we throw in the bubble if we can, indoors. We just don't let it get to us.
In the midst of a youth movement, the veteran players in the program have stepped up into leadership roles on the team.
I can't remember a practice this fall where there wasn't energy, there wasn't a will to get better. And it starts with when you have kids like AJ and Andres and Dylan Plew and Robbie Teal and Danny Sinatro. There's some leadership, things that get taken care of that the coaches don't have to. And that is a great feeling as a coach.
The Cougars finished a disappointing 10th in the Pac-12 last season, but Connor Barrison warns against doubting this program.
Don't count us out. That's all I got to say.
Sean O'Connor, Murrow News 8.
When we return, find out which NBA star is rebooting an iconic 90s film. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Yesterday, LeBron James confirmed that he will be starring in a sequel to the 90s classic Space Jam. LeBron fills the shoes of NBA legend Michael Jordan. Production is set to begin the summer of 2019.
I'll tell you what, I'm pretty excited for Space Jam 2. Space Jam was one of my favorite movies as a kid.
Absolutely. Thank you for watching tonight. Be sure to watch our live newscasts at nwpb.org/MN8 and on Cable 8 at 7 and 10. Don't forget, you can also follow Murrow News.